Hi folks, welcome to our channel. Let's talk about the new functionality, the transport route, through which the user has to configure some settings by creating a remote site and connecting the app to a target org. Remember, right now all settings we are creating on the target side. So let's start with the configuration. Go to Setup and type here in a quick find box, Remote. So here we see remote settings. Click on that. Now the user has to create a remote site here, through which we have to transport the object from one org to another org. Further, users need to create two remote sites on the target site. For example, first we have to create a remote site for the remote receiver, called https://login.salesforce.com. It is by default the remote site URL by giving a Salesforce. This example we are using right now for the production org. So, we use login in case if this is a sandbox. Then we used a URL with the https://test.salesforce.com. That's it, and click on the Save button. https://login.salesforce.com. And now we are creating another remote site, which creates the name as the remote to the target org, through which we pass a URL of the target org. Note that users have to paste here the classic mode URL. Copy from here and further paste here, and save it now. The user creates both remote sites, one of which is the receiver org, called by default given by Salesforce to the production URL, and another one is the target org, which is a classic URL. Now we have to create a connecting app. Type the app in a quick find box. Click on the App Manager, and further create the app. Let's name it Test App. Provide with a contact email through which you get the alert, while transporting the object from the source org to the target org. Enable OAuth setting. Select all OAuth scopes, and add selected OAuth scopes, give the full access. On the callback URL section, paste here the classic Salesforce URL of the target org. Click on the Save button. Message shows change can take up to 10 minutes. Click on the Continue button. It will show the consumer key and secret. Click on Manage Consumer Details, because the user needs a consumer secret key and a consumer key. Collect these keys by getting a verification code. By getting code from the registered email address alert. Further access the connecting apps. Now we recommend the consumer key and consumer secret key. Copy somewhere in your notepad. When we create a ping connection on the source org, there we need this. That's all about the procedure of the configuration part of the remote side and connecting the app to the target org. Now the user goes to the source org. Let's quickly remind our topic is called a transport route, in which the SKYVVA integration app simplify the object transfer between Salesforce environments, ensuring seamless migration of integration component metadata and configuration while reducing a manual effort. Let's go to the app launcher and click on View All. Now see our SKYVVA integration cloud application in the app launcher. Click on that. See how our application looks like here. So we are giving you a quick introduction to app tabs. There are a lot of tabs here, for example, integration, interface, adapter, message monitoring, and so on. So our topic is the transport route. So let's jump on the transport route tab. Here we create a ping connection. Click here on our new button. Select the authentication type, which is called password now. We can provide some information about this transport route and our target org. So let's write a name. Click on the button name, select a password. And let's provide the information first. Provide SKYVVA demo test _ping as the name. Provide the username and password of the target org. Provide security token. Consumer key. Consumer secret. Instance URL of the target org. Salesforce environment, which is Production Developer Edition. Now we fill in all the information about the transport route connection. Save, so this information is saved here. You can see by this button, all information is saved here, which we provide to the source org. Close it now. We recommend waiting for at least 1 day, which is 24 hours maximum, and a minimum of anything. But we recommend that you wait for 24 hours here. After that, you will try to click on this button, which is called Ping Connection. Now click here, Ping Connection Transport Route successfully done. This is the whole procedure and steps to create a connection between two Salesforce orgs and transfer the object from the source org to the target org. Please note that, as per Salesforce best practices, a separate connected app should be created for each individual connection. Therefore, we need to create a new connected app for the new connection with the target org, which has already been demonstrated. Let's move forward with the configuration part. Now let's talk about the another authentication type, which is called Salesforce authentication. First we configure the name credentials to the org. Then go to Setup and type a name here in Quick Find box. Click on Name Credential. First we create an external credential. Click on New button. Provide a label which is called Client Credentials Flow, External Credentials Name, and select Auth 2.0. Select Authentication Flow Type, which is Client Credentials with Secret Flow. Pass your target code URL with the service auth 2. Token // and enable Pass Client Credential in Request Body and click on Save. Now, click on the Client Credential Flow external credential you just created. Scroll down to the Principals section. Here, you can pass the client ID and the client secret of the target org. Then, click on the Save button. Now go back to the main credential. Click on New and provide a label which is called Client Credentials Flow named. Enable Callout. Select the external credential which you just created. Enable the journal authorization header and click on Save. Now we have to provide some permission. So we have to create a permission setting here. Click on the Quick Find box. Now the user needs to click on the New button and create a label name account_contact_asset_case_ps. Click on Save. Click on Permission Set you just created. Click on External Credential Principal Access. Click on the Edit button. And further add available external credential principals to the Enabled External Credential Principals. Click on Save. Manage Assignment. Click on Add Assignment. Select User. Click on Next. The Accept. The assignment is successful. Status is Success. Lastly, click on Done. Go to TransportRoute and click on New button. Select an authentication provider. Provide transport route name. Provide name credential. Provide a Salesforce environment. Is it a production developer edition or a sandbox? We select the sandbox and save it. We see the view. It looks like this. Now we connection transport route successfully. So this is the another way to connect a connector org source org and target org. That is all about the configuration part. Let's look at the use case integration tab. Now we see how to transport integration from source org to target org. So let's start. We have to select one integration, for example agent REST. After clicking on the transport to the other org button, there we see the transport section transport route that we created. Click on the drop-down. Select the transport route name, which is SKYVVA demo testing ping. Your route is selected. And this is your integration, which is agent REST. Click on the button transport here. You see the information about transport is processing. Wait for a few more seconds. You will get an email alert, which you registered with the contact during configuration. Here we see an alert that says that your import script is successful. Please have a check. Okay, now go to the target org and click on the refresh button. Yes, now you see here. Integration is successfully transported from source org to target org. That's all about the integration use case. Further, we talk about the use case interface. How to transfer the interface from source org to target org. First, we have to create an integration on the target side. For example, SKYVVA integration, and save it. Now go to the source org. See, there are a lot of integration. For example, a user selects the agent REST integration and clicks on it. Users can see interfaces related to the agent REST integration. Now the user can select all the interfaces and click on the transport button. So it will land you on the transport page. Here is your route connection. Click on the button. Now new field appears that asks for the name of the integration, which is SKYVVA integration of the target org. We already created the target org and selected it. And further, click on the transport button. It takes a few minutes. You will get an alert on the registered email. The script is imported successfully. Now go to the target org and click on the refresh button. of SKYVVA integration interface. Let's see if our interfaces are transported successfully. You have to click on the interface and see where all the interfaces are imported successfully. That is all about the process and steps of the use case, how to transfer the interface from source org to target org. Now, further talk about the interface-related list. Let's see how we transfer Istructure from source org to target org. Now, click on the related list of an interface. And see, we have an Istructure-related list section here, through which we need to transport the Istructure here. For example, we can select 5 Istructures that we want to transport this Istructure from one source org to the target org. So click on the Transport to another org button. Here it shows your ping connection. Select your ping. It will generate another field called Integration. Select SKYVVA Integration, which is already created in this target org. And it will ask for the interface, through which we have to transport the Istructure to the interface. Now select it and select the interface, and click on the Transport button. Transport is processing. We got the alert to the registered email address. The script import is successful. Please have a check. Now go to the target org and navigate to your interface. The related list is further refreshed by the button. There you see here all Istructures are transported successfully into your source of interface. That's all the steps and configuration about the Istructure. How to transfer from the source org to the target org. Now, see another use case. A related list of the interface, which is called IMapping. Now we see here a lot of IMappings. Now we have to select, for example, 5 IMappings. Further, click on the Transport to the org button. It will take you to the transport page, and now select your ping connection. Select your SKYVVA integration and select your interface, which you already created on the source org, and click on the Transport button. Transport is processing. Check email alert with your registered email address. The import script is successful. Please have a check. Now go to the source org and navigate to the mapping section. Here you need to click on the refresh button. Let's see here, your IMappings are successfully transported from the target org to the source org. These are all the steps and the configuration about the IMapping transport from the source org to the target org. Let's talk about the metadata providers. tab from the target side. Select the metadata called Cache metadata. Please select it, and click on the Transport to Other org button. Select your transport route and click on Transport. See your transport is processing. Check the registered email address, where you get an alert. See it. The import script is successful. Please have a check. Now go to the target side, Production org, Metadata Providers tab. Click on the Refresh button. See here, metadata transport successful. This is all about the steps and the flow of the metadata providers. Transport from one org to another org. Let's go to another tab, called Repository on the source org. Select a repository, for example, the S-Object repository, and click on the Transport to the Other org button. Select the transport for your ping, and click on the Transport button. Transport is in processing. Now check the registered email alert. Your script is imported successfully, please check. Now, further go to the Repository tab, on the target side to the Production org, and click on the Refresh button. See your repository transported successfully. That's all about the steps and the flow of the repository. Transport from one org to another org. Let's start with another use case. We are discussing the Adapter tab. So click on the Adapter tab and let's see how this Adapter tab transports the source org to the target org. Select the adapter, for example, Test MS Access Adapter. Click on the Transport to Other org button. It will land on the page of the transport. Select a pin connection, and click on the Transport button. You will get the alert on a registered email address. The script is imported successfully. Please have a check. Go to the target org and refresh the Adapter tab page. The Test MS Access Adapter is successfully transported from source to target org. One piece of information we would like to add here. The information on the adapter is the same, but the properties you have to define as per the adapter connection requirement. For example, username, password, hostname, database name, and connection URL. These you have to define. It will not appear as a source. That is the all steps and procedures of how the adapter transports from the source org to the target org. That's all about this video. Thanks for watching.